thoughts and views expressed on this channel, this video in particular, as well as any other video, are simply from my own experiences and are my own opinions. About 89% of the time, I would completely agree that I have honestly no clue what I'm talking about. And I think if we're all honest with ourselves, we find ourselves in those moments when we are talking and then, like, inside our mind, it's like, I really have no idea what I'm saying. Right? I don't know, maybe you've never felt that way. I don't know, but sometimes I feel that way. But I have this burning desire in me to share life with people through video. And so that's why we do these things. This video is different. This is a topic in an area that I feel 100% qualified in terms of speaking and making suggestions and voicing my opinion. It may be different than yours, maybe even wrong to some, however, this is mine. When it comes to purchasing gear, particularly when you're talking about going on a backcountry hunt or some type of adventure like that, the single most important piece of gear that you can not focus on, that you can't skip in this, or you can't skimp in this area. You can't take the shortcut. You can't go the cheap option. This is, you need to put your money into this. And that one piece of gear, in my humble opinion, is boots. Let me explain. Now, I found myself in the middle of Colorado in 2 foot of snow with a pair of old Vask boots, and these boots were good boots. They were boots that I had purchased when I worked as a naturalist at a state park here in Kentucky, and hiking the trails and leading programs and doing those things. They served me well, and they served me well in working around the house and going on small hikes here and there. But when they were introduced to the mountains of Colorado in extreme conditions, and I say extreme conditions, and they were really extreme conditions. It was 14 degrees that first night, and there was literally 2 foot of snow, and we were post-hole kind of stomping our way through the backcountry, and my boots just could not, they could not handle it. Show you our current situation with our feet has been the biggest problem. Well, the snow, which caused the feet the biggest problem. Let's look at our boot situation right now.
Check out our boot situation. We burned our boots to survive.
Look at that. Quick update. This is our boot situation. Shout out to company Vask for making terrible products. No, I'm kidding. I really can't say terrible because I've had these for a long time. Like probably 7-8 years, honestly. So they've been pretty good, but they never were comfortable, I'll say that. So, burnt soles, bottoms falling off. In the fire they go. We don't hold on to stuff around here. If it don't last in the backcountry, burn it. One day in, the entire sole on both of my boots started to rip completely off. I had to duct tape them around the toe to get me by. My feet stayed wet constantly, and I had a backup pair of boots which were Keens, and they too fell apart. My feet got soaked. Luckily, John had a backup pair of Solomon boots that I wore the remainder of that trip. Now, I say all that not to complain I'm just sharing with you the realities of what happened. I took a beat-up pair of old boots. I tried to skimp in that area. I realized that backcountry hunting and really going on any kind of adventure and it's an investment, right? Most of the things that you have to purchase are expensive when you start talking about clothing and packs and weapons and boots and everything else. But you can go to Walmart and get a nice, comfortable pair of Wranglers, those like athletic, outdoor hiking type pants. You can get thermals. You can get really nice hoodies that aren't made of cotton, and really nice puffy jackets, all for reasonable. You don't have to go to the high end, is what I'm saying. Even with your weapon, as far as archery nowadays, even the quote-unquote lower-end bows are still really, really good. You can get, packs are expensive in nature, but even then, if you have something to carry your gear, you're good. But when your feet are cold and wet, you are in misery. And so, at least this was my experience. I came home and I made this purchase. I'm not saying these are the best boots. They are the best boots that I've ever owned, period, bar none. I'm sure there's greater boots. You can get even higher, more higher end boots than these. And when you get into boots, there's all types of things like how they're made and materials they're made out of, and stiffness and flexibility and breathability and insulation and everything else. These are the Crispi Nevadas. They're the uninsulated boot, and what I have found, I'll get to that in a minute. So the Crispi Nevada uninsulated, these boots are amazing. They have this kind of rubber toe cap thing that you can watch another video for specs. All I know is they work. This rubber cap that goes all the way underneath the boot, the shell. My feet have never gotten wet in these. They're super comfortable, in my opinion, especially you can get yourself your own custom insole if you'd like. They've held up through last year. We went to Colorado. They did perfect the entire trip. Now, granted, we didn't have 2 foot of snow, but still, it's rough conditions. You're hiking a lot, and it's hot sometimes, it's cold sometimes, yada, yada, yada. They did perfect. I hunted all turkey season last spring, getting ready to approach another turkey season. I hunted all deer season, and even like in the cold hunts that I had this year, I have those Arctic shields that I would put over these boots if it was super cold. But even in like 25 to 30 degrees, I've worn these even uninsulated, and my feet have been fine in terms of temperature. Point being, you can do your own research in looking into the boot. Again, this is the Crispi Nevada, and I love this boot. There's other great brands. Crispi has other models. But my point is, invest your money in a solid pair of boots. Look up reviews, see what people say about them, and get yourself something where your feet's going to be warm, they're going to be dry, and the boot itself is going to keep you. It's your literal foundation. No one builds a home without a proper foundation, and literally this is the foundation as you're hiking and stalking and hunting and everything else. And so, in my opinion, this is the number one most important piece of gear that you can invest in. So I would highly recommend that you get yourself a good pair of boots. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. In case you're wondering why I'm wearing this hat and this shirt and sitting in between a miter saw and the washer and dryer, it is my attempt to look as ridiculous as possible, in hopes that maybe it will somehow stir you, the viewer, into thinking I'm somewhat interesting, or maybe even just a little bit funny. Maybe you got a laugh out of it. and my hopes is that it caught your attention enough to keep you here the entire video, as well as possibly force you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching this video.